In 600 feet, turn left on
Where are you
Carriage
off to?
Lane.
Freaking wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sounds nicer than they are.
Well, it's a nice day for a wedding.
Yeah, but like they're like everyone else is in the bridal party. Everyone else meet my lady friends in the bridal party, so I'm gonna try and meet them.
Turn left on Carriage Lane.
You don't sound too happy.
Nah, it's just like everything's like you know, people spend all this time and money and like it just makes things easy for people, man.
Yeah.
Like I had to go out to Hop Hog,
In
to go out to
400 feet,
Bayshore, to go out
turn right
to
on Carriage Lane.
Catchall later.
Then turn left.
Like why? Like you having a tour of the island for this wedding right now?
So my wife well, I guess me and my wife got invited to a destination wedding
Turn
for
right
a
on
second
Carriage
marriage.
Lane. Then turn
in
left
Mexico.
on Hamlet Drive.
And we don't have the money to go away to Mexico right now. And this is one of my wife's
Turn left on Hamlet
closest
Drive.
friends. And she pretty much wasn't taking no for an answer. You know?
The wife of the friend.
The friend.
In 500 feet, turn right
Yeah,
on
people
North Service Road.
people just don't get it sometimes, man. You know, they like have like a negative context towards like it's like, dude, first of all, it's your second marriage.
That's true. That's the second marriage. I'm like,
Second of all, you do a destination wedding for the sheer fact that it's your second marriage and you don't want to put people out who you feel like they don't want to
Turn
come for the
right on
second one.
North
yeah.
Service Road.
And three, Jesus Christ, dude, I think the last destination wedding cost me like fucking 10 grand.
I know. So listen to this. So my wife says to, my wife's name is Stephanie. Her friend is Dahlia. They've known each other, you know, since growing up.
In
And
1.1 miles.
they're
Turn
pretty
left on
close. I
Sunnyside
mean, they're pretty
Boulevard.
close friends. Okay. So Dahlia's like, Steph, I'll pay for it. You know, if you don't have the money, I'll pay for it. Stephanie's like, now what do I do? Now she's telling me, I don't want to go. It's Mexico. There's COVID. It's, you know, I don't feel comfortable taking money from her. You know, and she kind of changed when she met this guy
In half a mile.
who, like,
use the left lane to
you
turn
know,
left.
is a spender.
Then
Like,
turn
you know,
left.
they've been going on lots of cruises since they've been together and like living it up. You know, living the good life that we can't afford right now. You know.
Yeah, it's so you end up going?
So they had a big fight about it yesterday, and Stephanie
Turn left
said,
on Sunnyside
"No,
Boulevard.
Dahlia,
Then use the
I'm
left
just
lane
not
to turn left on
comfortable.
Executive Drive.
if you're gonna hate me, you're gonna hate me. But I just don't want to go. It's just not good."
Use the left lane
So I
to turn
think
left on
Dahlia's
Executive
ultimately
Drive. Then keep left to I-495
gonna accept the fact
east
that
Riverhead.
her closest friend is not gonna be there.
Yeah, but it might tell you something about what you trying to go do with yourself then, you know what I mean?
It's, you know, and I said, Steph, we were there at the first wedding. It didn't turn out so great.
And then all these freaking
Keep
brides
left to
have
I-495
all
east
these like
Riverhead.
crazy, unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Like I had a wedding last weekend too, and I have a wedding next weekend, which is fucking crazy right now. So
How old are
it
you?
adds to the annoyance.
How old are you?
31, 32.
Okay, so you're the
something
wedding
like that.
the wedding crowd. Okay.
Yeah, it's miserable.
Yeah.
Just fucking money out of my pocket
Every week.
and then like it's like how much do you actually give these people nowadays?
Yeah. Like, how much do you give these
1.1
people?
miles. Keep left to
Last weekend was like a
I-495
family
east
member,
Riverhead.
so like they got $1,000.
Wow.
This
That's a lot.
It's fucking telling me, man. This one's a close friend. I don't know what's in the envelope right now. 6 maybe.
My goodness. That's a lot of money.
So $1,600 in just presents in the last 2 days. Plus
$600.
$1,600.
No, but like $600 for a gift. I was thinking like $300. would be-
Yeah, I don't really, you know. Also, on the other end of things, thankfully, you know, I'm in a position in life where people have assumptions. So
In half a
I do have to make sure that
mile,
my
use the
lady
left lane
friend,
to keep left.
you know, lives up to those with her friends. I don't need to hear no shit over $100 here or there.
What kind of work do you do for a living?
I am the VP of like some logistics company.
Okay.
Yada yada yada. Fancy this. I've been there for like 10 years. We built from the ground up, so
Okay.
I worked hard to get to where I am.
I'll bet you did. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you know, these people also have assumptions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the day, like I don't need to hear shit over. Like I said, I don't know what a wedding gift is nowadays. You know, 150 is 300.
Right. I was
think you're supposed
thinking 300.
to pay. I think
Yeah.
you're supposed to pay for your
Keep
plate.
left at
Right.
495
You know, and if you're
East
complaining that
Riverhead.
you can't afford, but this one's marrying, she's like a state trooper on the job for 10 years, so she's at top pay. Her one she's marrying is like a pretty solid PA that I've really only met twice, and it's my girl's best friend. It makes no sense to me. And then it's like a complaint about money the entire time. They get like, why are you guys doing all this if you can't afford it?
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't want
In
like
2.6
my lady to have like a
Keep left
context
at
as to
I-495 East
that we
HOV.
didn't give enough. Otherwise, I was like, I think we can give this one 4 and call it a day.
4 is still generous. 200 apiece.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so that's that. But then the whole thing is like last weekend we had the rehearsal dinner on Friday, then the wedding on Saturday, a brunch on Sunday. This excuse me, I was getting married today. Had the rehearsal dinner on Thursday. Her birthday was yesterday. We have the wedding today, and I got a brunch again tomorrow. And the lady didn't want to stay at the hotel this day, so now I got to run around all weekend.
So where is your girlfriend staying?
She got dropped off in Albuquerque this morning somewhere.
And she's going to stay there?
I don't think so. She'll probably come with me.
Okay. You don't live together?
No, we do. Just
Okay.
like she didn't want to stay in the hotel.
Okay.
Because like last weekend we stayed at the freaking Courtyard Marriott, and I live 3 minutes away from it.
Yeah, so there's no
Which is
reason to do
insane,
that.
but-
Yeah, why would you stay there then?
You know, I make everyone happy, man.
I guess you do.
You know, I'm not gonna like, you know, this one, you know, especially for her
You
family.
don't. You're trying to. You're not trying to ruin your relationship before it starts.
I'm not trying to have, thankfully in life, certain things I don't have to pay for. Just like a hotel is something that I never have to worry about. Car service is something I never have to worry about. It's just a matter of like, hey, just let me know so I can get her all set up. Because like I would have put our company driver on today if I would have fucking known what I was
Use the
doing.
left
I
lane to
see.
keep left
Okay.
at I-495 East HOV.
So now I got to figure out how to run back and forth. But then I was on the bus from the wedding, from the church, but I wasn't on the bus to the church. So explain that to me.
You need a logistics company for this.
Yeah, I would stay so far away from this shit, I'll tell you that. Especially nowadays. Everything's so jacked up right now. It's just like, listen, if you have the context that you think something's going to show up on time, just have another thought about it. Or pay for air freight.
Right, in your business. So business must be really, really good, right?
Never been busier.
Never busier. Okay.
But you have to remember, a lot of people also got put out.
Keep left
Right,
at
and so you're-
I-495
I
East
absolutely did
HOV.
not get put out.
Did you? Are you dealing with China deliveries?
So we don't deal with China directly. I'm all domestic markets. But we deal with China because a few of our
In 4
forwarders
miles, exit to
forward in
exit
China
52
cause
to
problems
53.
on other end cargo. But other than that, not really. China's playing the game really good right now. So I'm real curious to see what happens in the next 5 years with that stuff. Because whatever you're hearing about these backlogs and this and that, listen, at the end of the day, China's what's a nice word to call them? If they need something done, they tell people to do it. So you can't tell me that they're backlogged because of lack of labor, which is a lot of the context right now.
I thought it was because it's more economical to leave an empty ship and go back, right?
So right now the problem really is the U.S. based ports. You'll hear stuff about China too, but again, like I said, the lack of like a labor shortage in China doesn't make sense to me.
No, I never heard of a labor shortage.
Yeah.
I thought the labor shortage was in like,
The labor shortage you're talking about is on the West Coast with the ports right there.
okay,
But on our end, thankfully, the terminals we deal with are all owned by the shipping company. All the problems you're hearing about is these like I don't want to say third-party shipping companies, but like they need to get a spot to dock their shipment. The people I deal with have their own spot to dock their shipment. So you hear about all these 100 container ships off of
Yeah.
they're probably manned by slave labor and name all the negatives you can about this stuff.
interesting.
And that's what's getting held up over there.
Wow,
But I'll tell you, man, it's very interesting.
it sounds it. It sounds like this problem was created by COVID, and there's no easy solution to it.
Oh, this
right?
is going to be a disaster. We're not going to recover from this.
Well, they say the
A
chip
lot of-
shortage.
A lot of people are going to be hurt. A lot of people get hurt out of this. Everyone's living in this like little bit of a fantasy world right now, and
But next year, it's like
everything's
everything's going to collapse.
Yeah, man.
My wife thinks she's going to get a new car next year when our lease is up. I said, no, we're going to buy it. That's it. You know.
I tell you, you got a lease to get rid of right now. Boy, do you get a bunch of money out of it.
I mean, I can make $10,000 on the car, but there's no purpose of not buying the car at the end of the lease.
Yeah, I got real lucky last year on cars, so I just gotta keep my mouth shut about that for right now.
Yeah.
I made so much money on my cars. These like special cars, you know, they're so expensive, and then like all of a sudden like that GTR in my driveway is like 40,000 more than I bought it for. So I'm just sitting on that right now. I'm like, I can get rid of it tomorrow and go buy a Honda Accord. You know what I mean?
Well, the Honda Accord's going to cost you $40,000.
Listen, I'll still get you a Honda Accord at $99 a month.
Really?
In 1
Just gotta
mile,
shop around,
use
man.
the right lane to take exits 52
Apparently, like-
and 53.
It might be gold.
No, but what I'm hearing, like people who, let's say they had a car accident and they have to get a new car, they're paying $200 a month more than they were paying.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not good. I mean, you know, there's no special one, you know, but you still gotta shop around. You know, that Grand Cherokee, I think, is four a month. That's not, you know, that's no more than it would have been 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe like $20 more.
I just don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, you go to a dealership that has no inventory, so they don't care. They need to get this much money out of them so they can pay their staff for the month, and that's what it breaks down to. And that's what most people are fighting with right now.
Exit right to exits 52 to
You gotta
53.
find a dealership that's willing to give you a car, and sometimes you out of state, and I deal with logistics, so. I have no problem buying a car for life. I mean,
Take
you know
exit
what I mean?
53,
Wow.
Saginaw State Parkway toward Bayshore, Kings Park.
But a lot of people have a negative context as to like, oh, I want to go drive my Honda Accord. Why do you want to go drive the Honda Accord? Do you think it's going to drive bad? And like that's the context of a lot of people right now. Like they think they know that the Ford is going to drive different than the Acura is going to drive different than the Toyota. It's all the same shit nowadays, in my opinion.
Well, the Acura's going to drive better than,
In 1,000
it's going to have a nicer ride
use the right lane
than
to
the
exit
Honda.
right.
Yeah,
Then exit
well, you know,
right.
semantics, you know what I mean? You go Honda, Toyota, you go level line and everything. It's all the same shit nowadays, man.
Then exit
You
right
know, it's not like you're going to go buy a Hyundai 20 years ago and you're
Right.
like, oh, this is falling apart.
Yeah.
But I get it, though.
Like the Acura is nicer than the Honda. It just is. It's a nicer interior, nicer whatever, you know. Better tech package, things like that.
Listen, at the end of the day, man, it'll all work itself out like it always does.
I think it's gonna take it till 23 though.
I think we're lucky if things normalize in the next 2 years. I think we're also lucky we're going to go to war with China in the next 2 to 3 years. So I think that's the wild card that's going to wind up happening. Unfortunately.
Now with this president, it's not going to be a war.
I don't even know who's the president right now. The same thing in the next 3 years, man. What do we had the radical Republican, now we have the radical whatever he is. We go right back to another radical Republican again.
I don't know. I think Trump really screwed it up for everybody.
Take exit S4,
Disagree
Southern
with
State
that.
Parkway East, East Islip.
But now what's Biden doing? You know what I mean? Is he doing anything?
Well, I mean, this is one thing that I find interesting. You know, he's been in the Senate, right,
For 45 years.
for all this time, so he knows how to get legislation passed. He's really very adapted to that. So you're seeing some legislation get passed that couldn't get passed before. So you have to give him a little credit for that.
All right. I'll give you that. But so do you think we're going to stick with him the next election? Is he going to be 90 at that point?
Well, you don't even see the vice president at all. Like, so she's not really.
I heard she was the most hated vice president.
No, she doesn't even. She hasn't said a word since she's become vice president, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I will say this, like, you look at what's going on at the border. I do think it makes sense to have a border wall. And to me, it doesn't make sense not to have one. So
Listen, the thing is that what it sounds like is you have common sense, and it's so appreciated when someone has like a little bit of like flexibility in their thought process.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh, this is nerd. What are you talking about?
yeah,
Like, but at the end of the day, I just don't like that they're trying to like throw off that like this group of people is being treated different than this group of people trying to cross the border, and this group of people is being treated than this group of people coming across the border.
someone gave me that thought the other day that all these migrants, they should vaccinate them when they're coming. That'd be a good idea, regardless.
I'm sure. We're already donating. Was it 500 million doses?
Well, if they're going to get into the country, you might at least they're not going to be spreading the disease any further, right?
I don't know. Listen, it's all such bullshit at this point, man.
And then you have to ask yourself, what is going on so badly in the countries that they're in that, well, part of it is like, Haiti, that they were devastated by earthquakes and whatnot, and hurricanes. And,
Haiti is a very, very sad story, man.
yeah, so
Do you know anything about Haiti?
I don't know.
Do you know the difference between Haiti and Dominican Republic?
Well, like say on the other side of Jamaica, Dominican Republic, I don't know.
Well, so DR and Haiti are the same island.
Okay.
And my history is a little bit off nowadays, but the Spain had one of them, and someone else, like the Dutch or something like that, had the other end of it.
Well, they speak French in Haiti, so
Yeah,
it's
so
gotta be French.
maybe
Yeah.
that's what it is. And Spain helped DR get moving and like become a country and move them forward so that they weren't
In half a mile, use the
a
left
third
lane
world
to exit
country.
left.
Okay.
France or whoever left Haiti were like, oh yeah, you want us to leave? We're gone.
Yeah.
And left them to their own demise.
Sounds like Afghanistan.
And that's, I bet you couldn't tell the difference between both states right now.
Huh.
So Haiti has to be very sad to go to right now.
Yeah.
But dude, it's world politics, man. It's freaking. We live in such a crazy world, man.
Exit left to exit
no way to
S4,
fix any of this
Southern
stuff.
State Parkway East Islip.
Well, they are spending money like there is no limit.
Shit, wait till that hits.
The question is, how does it hit? Because here's the thing: we live in a democracy, and people vote for what they want, not what they can afford, right? Do you agree with that?
100%.
Okay, so if everyone votes more spending, more free stuff, I don't want to pay taxes, I want free stuff. Then the person who gets elected will say more free stuff, right? So I don't see how it ends,
In a quarter of a mile,
doesn't.
use the right lane to take
which
exit
means it should be
42 south,
inflationary,
Fifth
which
Avenue south,
you're starting to see that.
Bay Shore.
Again, like
Exit
the house
right
that I
to
live
exit
in
42 south, Fifth
is
Avenue
worth $1 million
south,
today.
County
I
Road
couldn't buy it
13,
today,
Bay
but
Shore.
uh,
Then keep right to Spur
And
Drive
inflation
south.
did not go up in any sort of manner that makes any sense. My grandparents
Keep right to Spur
bought a
Drive
house in Valley
south.
Stream. Who knows when? In the 40s, maybe.
yeah.
$15,000,
In
12,000,
300
something like that.
feet, use the left lane to
And
turn
the
left
story
on Spur
is
Drive
that
south. Then turn
they
right.
really wanted to buy in, it was either Manhasset or Garden City, and they couldn't afford the $16,000 house.
Yeah.
So they bought the $12,000 house.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, but every dollar is worth about $20, right?
It's so we're in for
So
such a
so
such a
4,000 times 20 is $80,000 difference in today's dollar. So
But it's even $80,000 is pushing anybody away from a house right now
I think it is.
on Long Island.
Well, think about that. $80,000 is still 80 grand.
I don't know, man. I've stayed away from buying a house for so many years. I hear it from everybody. Gotta buy a house. Gotta buy a house. Gotta buy a house. I'm like, thanks so much for the advice. I've been doing very well for myself.
You sound like you're doing
I have
okay.
I have no idea where I want to live,
That's the thing,
and I sure as hell can't afford the house that I want right now.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like I feel like it'd be nice to get into like a normal house and all this other stuff, and rent it out one day.
Turn
Well,
left on
renting it
Smart
out
Drive
to
South.
change the
Then
tax
use the right 2 lanes to turn right on
characteristics
Fifth
when you
Avenue.
do that.
It's just one of those things that it's like, listen, and in the same breath, like my business takes me to a few different places, and realistically, I could really put down roots wherever I wanted to, from here to Arizona to Florida to Hawaii to Puerto Rico even, and it's just like,
You know about that? What's it called? Not Reg 60, is it? In Puerto Rico?
what's that?
Use the right
So
2
if
lanes
your
to turn right on
business-
Fifth Avenue.
Oh, the business tax credit.
Yeah. So if your business is making like $500,000 or more, and you have 5 employees, you get no federal income tax for 20 years.
Yeah, we have a car wash down there that plays along with that.
Okay.
It's also one of those things that we don't want to get bit in the ass for, because they have a history of pulling that stuff out from you. Because
Okay.
realistically,
I
they
didn't
don't make the Puerto Rico
In
doesn't
2
make the
miles,
rules.
you'll arrive.
Puerto Rico owes everybody money,
True.
and the stakeholders in Puerto Rico really passed the legislation. Like the reason Puerto Rico is not a state by now is strictly because of the people pulling the strings behind the scenes. But the tax credit is phenomenal. Like I said, we started with the car wash down there because it works with our business. But we've been a little bit hesitant to put the rest of it down there. What is the name for it? Red?
Reg 60, I think. Reg 60 or Act 60.
Yeah. This is that's why we have like Arizona is very like we got a very good tax credit for Arizona. Arizona was a phenomenal.
Yeah.
And honestly, you see what they're talking about in New York right now. I don't know if I want to pay taxes here for that much longer. I don't know if I can afford to pay taxes here that much longer. I had a Manhattan address for a little while, and boy, did I get a nice kick in the ass on that one.
Red light camera
Right.
ahead.
Could you imagine they try and tax you 64%? I have a 21-year-old sister,
Okay.
and boy, getting her to figure anything out.
Yeah, it's a challenge. They don't really
We
do
got me and
anything.
my older sister. My older sister is 33, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Once you get over 30, I have no idea how old I am anymore. Listen, hopefully everything works itself out. Hopefully the world gets pleasant. Hopefully people are nicer.
Pretty cynical, but I guess in your business a lot of shit's been going on. But it's been making you money too.
Yeah, like it's.
You've arrived at
But
your destination.
unfortunately,
So what?
right here.
All right.
Thank you so much. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Yeah, I think you should. All right. There's nobody coming that way. Thanks so much. All right, Paul.